वेलकम बैक माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं किंगडम प्लांटी की एंड स्पेसिफिकली वी विल टॉक अबाउट द डिवीजन algae. Okay, so algae is one of the divisions of kingdom plantae, and before discussing the division algae we will have some more information about kingdom plantae. फिर हम algae discuss करेंगे. Okay, kingdom plantae includes all the plants that exist on the earth. These organisms are multicellular, they are eukaryotes and consist of a rigid structure that surrounds their cell membrane, which is known as cell wall. They have a green colored pigment which is known as chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll helps them manufacture their own food material. The kingdom has been divided into subgroups or divisions on the basis of three criteria. The first criterion is plant body, whether plant body is differentiated into roots, stems and leaves or not. The second one is vascular system, whether the plant body possesses vascular tissues for the transportation of substances or not. And the third one is seed formation, whether the plants show formation of seeds, whether the plants form seeds or not, and if it does produce seeds, whether these seeds are encased in fruits or not. Okay, so these are the three criteria that have been used to classify the organisms that come under kingdom plantae. Now here is the schematic representation of the classification of kingdom plantae. First of all, we have two groups, Thallophyta, okay, and this is another group. They have been delimited on the basis of whether they form well organized roots, stems and leaves or not. Okay, this Thallophyta includes those plants which don't have true roots, stems and leaves, and this group includes those plants which have true roots, stems and leaves, and they have been further classified into Bryophyta, or you can say plants without specialized vascular tissue and plants with vascular tissue. Okay, and in this category we have Bryophyta. That means Bryophyta are those plants which do not possess specialized vascular tissues, and the plants with specialized vascular tissues, they have been further divided into those which do not produce seeds, and in this we have pteridophytes. Okay, and those which produce seeds, which are also known as phanerogames, they have been further classified on the basis of whether the seeds are enclosed in fruits or not into gymnosperms and angiosperms. Gymnosperms includes those seed plants which do not produce fruits, and angiosperms include those seed bearing plants in which the seeds are enclosed within fruits. Now we will talk about one of the divisions of kingdom plantae, that is algae. First of all, the study of algae is called as phycology, and this word is derived from the Greek word phykos, which means alga or seaweed, and logos means study. Okay, so phycology is the branch of botany which deals with the scientific study of algae. The algae are simple, they are thallose, that means they are not differentiated into roots, stem and leaves. They are autotrophic because they possess photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll, and it is speculated, it is found that almost half of the fixation of carbon dioxide on earth is carried out by algae. Half of the fixation of carbon dioxide, that means half of the photosynthesis on earth, it is done by algae. They are non-vascular plants, and these algae, they do not show any embryo formation. They are non-embryophytes. This is very much important. They are non-vascular and non-embryophytes. Now their form and size. The form and size of algae, it is highly variable. They can be microscopic, example is chlamydomonas, or even as large as 60 meters in length, such as giant kelps. So their size is highly variable. Now their occurrence, where they occur. They occur in both aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. First of all, aquatic. In aquatic cases, they can be freshwater forms or marine forms, and they occur in rivers. You can find them in rivers, ponds, pools, ditches, even you can find them in seas. Okay, those aquatic forms of algae which are attached to bottom soil, they are known as epiphytic. Okay, now you know there are two main forms of algae based on their habitat. The first one is aquatic, and under the aquatic category we can have freshwater forms as well as marine forms, and they are usually known to occur in rivers, ponds, pools, lakes, ditches, and even you can find them in seas. And those aquatic forms of algae which are attached to the bottom soil of the water body, they are known as epiphytic. Many forms, they remain attached to rocks or stones, and accordingly they are known as epilithic or lithophytic. Those aquatic forms of algae which are attached to the surface of rocks or stones, they are known as epilithic or lithophytic. Now the terrestrial forms. The terrestrial algae, they can occur on damp soil, they can occur on alkaline and calcareous soils, and some algae like Phycology, they are known to occur on acidic soils. Now the specialized habitats, some algae they are known to occur in some specialized habitats. We will talk about these. The first one is cryptophytes, algal forms which grow on snow or ice. They are known as cryptophytes. These algae are known to produce a specific color effect while growing. For example, the red color of a red snow is caused by Chlamydomonas nivalis. Yellow green color is caused by Chlamydomonas yellowstonensis. So cryptophytes are those algal forms which grow on snow or ice and produce a specific color effect. For example, the red color of red snow is caused by Chlamydomonas nivalis, and the yellow green color of snow is caused by Chlamydomonas yellowstonensis. Here you can see this is the red color caused by Chlamydomonas nivalis, and this is the green color caused by Chlamydomonas yellowstonensis. Now thermophytes. Remember, we are talking about specialized habitats, algae occurring in specialized habitats. Those algal forms which grow in hot water, they are known as thermophytes. Okay, and then epiphytes, algal forms growing on other plants. Those algae which grow on other plants, they can grow on other algae as well as angiosperms. Example is Oedogonium, Cladophora, and Vacheria. These are those algae which grow on other plants. Now epizoic. Those algae which grow on the bodies of animals, they are known as epizoic algae, and the examples are, we have Cladophora. Cladophora crispata, it grows on the shells of snails. Here you can see Cladophora crispata growing on the shells of snails. Here you can see this is the shell of snail. It is being occupied by the thallus of Cladophora crispata, or you can say it is being invaded by Cladophora crispata. So we have talked about epiphytes and epizoic algae. Now one more category is endophytes. Algae which grow inside the bodies of other plants, they are known as endophytes. We have many examples. We will just quote a few examples here. For example, Anabaena, which grows inside the leaf of Azolla. Here you can see this is Anabaena. It has been found to live inside the tissues of Azolla, which is a fern, a pteridophyte. Similarly, we have nostoc. This nostoc, it lives inside the thallus of Anthoceros, which is a bryophyte. Okay, so these are those algae which act as endophytes. Now endozoic algae. Those algae growing inside the bodies of animals. Example, Chlorella, which within the tissues of Hydra. Chlorella represents the endozoic alga. Then symbiotic forms. It includes those algae which live in symbiotic association with other organisms. For example, chlorella growing in symbiotic relationship with members of fungi, and this has been found in case of lichens, where the chlorella alga, it lives with the members of either ascomycetes, basidiomycetes, or deuteromycetes. Okay, lichen is basically an association between algae and fungi. Okay, now the parasites. Those algae which live as parasites on other organisms, they constitute the parasitic algae. Example is Cephaloras virescens. It grows as a parasite on the tea leaves. Okay, Cephaloras virescens, it grows as a parasite on the leaves of tea plants. So this is all about the general characters of algae, their occurrence. Okay, this is all for today. In the next part, we are going to study the thallus organization in algae. Till then, God bless you and thank you all.